Number one on planet Earth, Michael van Gerwen, the man who has won this German Darts Grand Prix title the two previous times that this tournament has been staged. It is going to be packed out tonight. The majority of them want to see Max Hopp go on and win it.
To throw first, game on.
But this is the man to beat, MVG. I'm Dan Dawson, Paul Nicholson, alongside me for the opening game of the night. It is Mighty Mike and Super Ted.
140.
There's a definite gulf in Euro Tour quarter-final experience here, isn't there?
A little bit, yeah.
So, with that in mind, Ted's got to settle down and figure out how
55.
to play 2 European Tour games in a day for the very first time. And this is just another day at the office for Michael. He is
40.
looking to do something, and he has to do it today. He won't have another chance at this, of scoring a 30th European Tour title by the age of 30. He turns 30 on Thursday, so if he doesn't do it today, he's not going to get 30 and 30.
30 under 30 is quite some achievement. One Euro Tour title is quite some achievement.
135.
Only a handful of players who've won more than one. But Ted Evetts, very much a player on the up, is second spell as a tour card holder. He was the youngest tour card holder in his first incarnation. And he doesn't have experience of playing in the last 8 or beyond in senior darts. But he's got plenty on the development tour and the challenge tour.
42.
Maybe that'll help him.
He's still number 1 in the order of merit, isn't he? Even though he wasn't there this weekend.
Quite possibly. I would have to check that. I haven't seen the updated list after this weekend, but he's certainly going to be up there because he won 2 of them in the opening weekend.
60. Michael, you require 144.
We're used to seeing 144s from Michael. It's usually after 6 perfect darts, though.
38.
Not on this occasion. And you did make the prediction, Dan. You did say the 9 was going to go today. I'm gonna side with you.
Good.
I think it's going to go tonight.
Well, look, the way that certain players have played today, there's every chance, because Michael van Gerwen, 106 average earlier, 111 average
89.
from Rob Cross. And saw Suljevic defied a ton average from Dave Chisnell to win his game. Double 18, for double 16.
90. Ted, you require 145.
If you start from MVG, throwing 18 darts and not taking care of business, needs a 60 to leave a double.
65. Michael, you require 16.
This will anger MVG.
Just looking to crash off those 2 and into the double 8s.
Game shot in the first
Or just stick it in the bottom corner,
Michael
that'll do.
Second leg 10 to
You won't be happy with that.
Game on.
And as a result, expect him to try and turn things up a notch now.
Yeah, well, he flew out the blocks against Stephen Bunting this afternoon and did not stop.
93.
Tell you what, Dan, if you're looking for more segments on the dart show, by the way,
59.
why don't you have a swimming race? Because MVG would probably win it.
I know he's a keen swimmer,
He's very good.
but at the same time, I'm not sure how many people want to see him in some Speedos.
140.
I think he's more of a longer shorts kind of guy. I don't think he's a budgie smuggler.
58.
Well, let's pray that we never find out.
Yeah, he used to have little prop bets with some of the guys in Dubai when they used to have the Dubai tournament, and I think it was George Noble.
123.
They had a prop bet to see who could be the fastest in a swimming race, and Michael won it very comfortably.
Yeah, he's
96.
apparently deceptively good in the water, like a seal or a walrus. Ted has a look at the 145 again. Again, he's low on that treble 20, and he's never played Michael van Gerwen before. And you wonder what is going through his head. I mean, it's a free roll for him. Nobody's expecting him to win this. But at the same time, he doesn't want to go up there and get
57.
annihilated. He's not going to get annihilated the way that Van Gerwen's throwing. I mean, that first leg wasn't up so much, and he's only halfway down from 501 after 4 visits here.
Socks are being pulled up, watch out. Double 6 in for Ted, and that's an improvement on the first winning leg, so watch out now. This is where things get a little bit stickier.
137.
It's been in the press, isn't it? That thing about the socks pulled up in the last couple of weeks. I think, to be honest with you, I think we've made more of it than it actually is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is a thing that he does.
100.
Well, Phil Taylor used to chew his flights, didn't he? Everybody's got their own little idiosyncrasies. You used to fall out with 3,000 people in a hall somewhere.
137.
Every player does things differently.
Got to do something. Used to follow up with myself as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, equal opportunities fall out.
140.
This is better from MVG, though.
Give us your analysis of the Ted Evetts throw, because I have to say, in my rather unschooled eye, I think it looks very impressive.
What I like about it is it's really rigid. The two focal points for me are that the point where he pokes the dart to, it's that Andy Hamilton-like poke forward, and the elbow as well. The elbow is very, very level. Tops for MVG, and we'll come back to that point about Ted.
74.
Ooh, we might be coming back to Ted with a 170.
170.
So watch his elbow. Doesn't dip, which is very important for his throw. Stays up. One more prod in that 60. Oh, that was close.
He fancied it as well. And why not? He's averaged around about 96, 97 in every game he's played. Now, if he does that in this game and he takes his chances, he's got a chance. Or he could have a chance. There is, you know, Van Gerwen could go and average 115 and smash everybody off the board. But at the minute, he doesn't look like he's about to do that. Not in the early stages of this, because he's averaging 10 points less than Ted.
Going back to his throw, if you look at the throwing arm, there's no hyperextension of the arm. It doesn't go mad.
That's the weird thing with Ted. Everything looks quite rigid when he's set up, and then the actual movement of the arm is really smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just sort of glides through the action.
He doesn't have to throw them upwards because he's a very tall lad. And there's just a really silky, smooth follow-through. It reminds me of Rema van Barneveld.
I was just about to say that, you know. It really has got that sort of Barney...
85.
Just caramel smoothness.
Fluidity.
Yeah. I think it's a... Technically, it looks very straight. It looks like there's no stress. It looks very repeatable. The only thing I've quibbled about Ted in the past is where he starts messing around with his rhythm and he doesn't get... But all weekend here, he's been giving every single dart the same routine. And when he does that, I think he's more consistent.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's been consistently averaging 96, 97 all weekend, which is what he's averaging right now.
Yeah, and if he watches this back, Ted, don't change this. It's working. So don't be following people like Ricky Evans who don't aim.
60.
You have that prod forward, then throw. Stick to that. It works. The quarterfinal for the first time doesn't lie.
60.
Won't be your last.
There's a smile on Michael Van Gerwen's face here because I don't think he really understands how this is going so poorly for him. I know he's 2-1 up, but he might not be in a minute because double 12 will level the game. And right now, we have the world number one, the best player on the planet, and a 21-year-old who's never been in a senior quarter-final, and one of them is playing much better than the other, and it's not the one you'd think.
That's going to do your confidence a world of good. He's going to get starry-eyed. His eyes are going to get like his shirt. Did you watch Super Ted when you were younger?
Yeah.
60.
Big fan of Super Ted. Not that actually is Super Ted on the back of his shirt, though, is it? Oh, hello.
Something similar.
Yeah.
I was down on the KCA Road. I used to watch Banana Man.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Banana Man and Danger Mouse as well. But I feel that there are probably more appropriate theatres for that discussion.
100.
Moving swiftly on. MVG has found his range all of a sudden. And sometimes when he gets a little bit of a scare and someone's on his tail, it just jolts him back into action.
And you just wonder, what would have happened if Ted had just been a little bit more competitive on the MVG throw in their first couple of legs where he was trying to break. Oh,
yeah,
look at that.
71.
That's intelligent. Michael's probably going to take this out on double 10.
38.
Doesn't. And this is why you do that. That's why you go treble 17 on that shot. It's what MVG would have done. Set up the easier finish.
Oh, and he's just short on it.
170 is so much easier than 164, 161, and, well, not so much 164, but 167,
98.
definitely.
Michael, you require
2
20.
different trebles needed.
Absolutely.
Gains
One
from the
single
fifth
double
leg.
10
Michael Van
needed for
Gerwen.
MVG to get
Sixth
that
leg
lead
10
back.
to the first
5
game
holes
on.
of throw.
Well, Michael Van Gerwen has obviously bucked his ideas up in that last leg, but this is far from convincing from MVG.
100.
Maybe. Look, I don't think he will, because Van Gerwen, as arrogant as some
59.
people think he is, certainly is as confident as he is a model professional. He will not be taking anything for granted. He was here early, he was doing his practice work, he was hitting the board, and he knows better than anyone how to prepare
83.
so he can perform in these evening sessions, these final days of Euro Tours. But is there a little thing where he says, wow, this guy's never been in this situation, I'm just going, my experience will tell. And shots like that will really hurt him.
And what's the betting when he comes back to the board? He goes for another 171. He knows what he wants from 442. It's not an accident.
60.
I wouldn't be shocked if he goes 19s again.
He's looking down, and he's going there again. Back-to-back 171s.
Yeah.
133.
Well, I did have a word with him yesterday saying, come on, Michael. You've got 3 9 daughters this year, 3 different ones. There's been 5 this year from these 2.
Yeah,
Quite the performance. Or performances.
this would be.
140.
Well, it does mean that he only needs 1 treble if he's allowed back. But it's more treble 19s for Van Gerwen. Does he like the lie? Is he a bit concerned? That's why he's moving.
Yeah, you can see by the way that deflection
106.
acted
Ted, you
when I hit the first dart.
118.
It just sat down and skewed to the right a little bit. Now, has Ted got this number?
Should stay there, surely.
Michael, you require 32.
Number 16 then, for the first break of throw. Needs to move again. Wasn't comfortable there. He'll feel it now though. It's an excellent break of throw from MVG. I was just going to say, I had some indirect chat with him. I relayed a message to his brother Harold, who was here with him this weekend. I said, Mike's had 3 9 daughters this week, and he's on another one. He's done 3 different ways, of course. And I said, come on, you got to do it this way. You got to do 174, 174, 153. No one's ever done that before. And Harold's face. Oh, I'm looking forward to telling him that.
134.
There he is, Harold on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Goes to the same barber.
43.
Nice bloke. Follows him everywhere. And makes sure that he's as comfortable and as happy as possible to perform. You need people with you on the road. It's very important.
140.
It's a lonely game if you do it by yourself. You need friends around you, family, people who look after your best
59.
interests. Positive people.
Who was your positive person when you were on the tour?
Mark Webster. He was just constantly making me laugh. James Hubbard as well, when I was rooming with him, he was just barking mad. He used to drive me nuts.
47.
You'd never finish a drink. You'd always drink half of it and get another one. Just the little things that you learn from other people.
43.
Exasperation from MVG. Just get the feeling he's inviting Ted back into the game with visits like that.
A ton 40 here leaves tops for a break of throw. And he's going to get it.
140.
Ted Evetts, he's 2 out of 3 on his doubles. He's averaging more than 97. He's been like that all the way through this game. Van Gerwen has upped his level for a couple of legs to get this lead, and now it's just kind of dropped off a bit again.
Keep the line. Change the power. That hand's a bit shaky. He said he was nervous earlier.
No score. Michael, you require 30 seconds.
I think he was a bit nervous about going low. 5-2 MVG coming in, and it is.
The seventh leg, Michael van Gerwen.
Well, the scoreline says 5-2, but it does not feel like a 5-2 game, does it? MVG, he blitzed Stephen Bunting this afternoon. Yesterday, I thought Krzysztof Ratajski was a little bit unfortunate because I thought he was matching MVG right the way through that game, and he only lost out 6-4, despite averaging over a ton.
51.
Here, Ted Evetts has been way ahead in the averages all the way through this match, but they've just been those little moments. The 3 darts missed there. He's been sat on doubles and not allowed back to the board.
59.
It's a horrible feeling sometimes when you know he's there for the taking.
Yeah. And we've seen it many times. He's won 29 of these Euro Tours, and in many of them, there's been a game like this where he's averaged in the low 90s or the mid 90s. And you just think, well, that was your chance. Somebody had a chance to knock MVG out. And if they don't do it, you don't get another chance. It might be 108 averages from there on in. It's kind of weird to see him do this in a quarter-final, I have to say.
Yeah, he's usually really strong in quarterfinals.
If you're going to catch him, you've got to catch him early. In the second round or the afternoon session on the final day. But they could still, the way that they're throwing, Ted Evetts could get back in this.
Oh, lovely.
170.
Wonderful setup. Just imagine the scenes. If he gets it to 5-5.
145.
He was looking in the mirror him there.
40.
Well, he missed 3 at tops in the last leg. And he's putting him in the same place.
20.
Now, Michael van Gerwen, last time around half to score. Yes. No. Very, very close though.
89.
Different way of going. Didn't go that way when he won his Grand Prix, which was a 145 conventional way of 60-45 tops. But 10s for Ted. 5s is good. Still in it. Still got a chance.
Well, the young man from Southam in Warwickshire is still in this quarter-final. Reminder, he's first in senior darts. And taking on the best player on the planet and going toe-to-toe with him. Look at this. Look at this. Ted Evetts, that's his first 180. Van Gerwen's got a couple. But without question, Ted Evetts has outscored MVG in this match. He has had 11 scores of 140 or more. Van Gerwen's only had 6.
Nobody is going to want to play Ted Evetts next week.
99.
Sorry, I'll retract that. This week. Because he will be playing on Friday in Saarbrücken.
96.
And right now, it's looking like a bit of a demon draw.
This is a man who, as I say, was the youngest tour card holder when he first got his card. He wasn't able to keep it after his
94.
first 2 years. So he had to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Otherwise known as a Desvan.
Well, exactly. 95. I was about to make exactly the same comparison. And who's to say that Ted Evetts can't go and do something special at a big TV tournament, go and qualify for, say, the European Championship. Another one in there, Ted. For double 10. And Ted Evetts might well be coming back into this.
Listen to that.
10th leg, 10 to contest. Game on.
Three words for you. Back on throw.
At any point, Van Gerwen could
61.
fire in an 11, 10, 9 darter. You know that. But Ted Evetts is giving himself a chance. He has broken the Van Gerwen throw for the first time in the match. And
32.
look at this from MVG. He's there. He is there for the taking. Best leg of the match, that. The 12 darter. He's had the 2 highest checkouts in the match. Van Gerwen's not finished anything, any checkout higher than 36 in this game.
61.
It's becoming infectious. Those little misses. That 128 is a very difficult shot when you get the treble 18. You're forced to get another treble for the double. He's still there for the taking. Here's Michael. Like you said earlier, Dan, he's got to stay straight. Just getting a little bit edgy now.
59.
Look at that. He's telling the board to come on.
Well, this is... Who is this person? This is not the same man in green that we saw this afternoon. This is a sub-90 average right now for MVG. And Ted Evetts, look, he may well play Michael Van Gerwen dozens and dozens of times over the years to come. He may not have a better chance of beating him.
97.
That's a good 97. That gives him a lead of 102. I can't remember the last time I saw MVG over 300.
131.
Well, that's a 9 darts, yeah.
Similar first 9, but look at those. He's just having so many visits without even hitting a treble, MVG.
Crowder helping Ted now. Wow! Big score!
77.
Big chance to hold, to take this all the way. And you've got to say that Evetts is the favourite.
84.
This is astonishing.
46.
Two darts. He only needs one. And Super Ted Evetts, in his first ever clash with MVG, in his first ever senior quarter-final, is in a one-leg shootout.
79.
And still, the shotgun, scattergun, unfocused stuff comes from the world's best player.
He said it, hasn't he? He's not a robot. He is sometimes fragile. He's a human being.
60.
Sometimes we need proof of that. Great first start. Great second. Great third. That's fantastic from MVG. You have to say, over the last couple of legs, he's been searching for something, and to find that under this pressure is magnanimously brilliant.
Can he hit back? He can to an extent.
140.
Oh, Michael Van Gerwen. Where has this come from? It's such a bizarre performance from MVG. He is just about dragging his average over 90.
I'll be very interested to hear his thoughts, providing he gets over the line.
95.
Ted looking for that 131 to leave 170, and it's 6 starts from here for MVG.
He may only need 3. And he does get the job done. That is a massive, massive let-off for Michael Van Gerwen. Ted Evetts has averaged 97